Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here today with Carla Zuleta from Ecuador, who has just defended her master thesis inside our specializing master project management in construction works with BIM. Her thesis is titled Improvements in Plumbing Design Workflow Using Project Management and BIM Tools. And we are with Carla today to know something about her experience in this specializing master.
Okay, thanks, Engineer Frankie. So the experience with the master has been great because it has given me the opportunity to study at my own pace and to learn a lot of concepts that I wasn't aware of. So first, there was the project management part in which I really learned how all the project management phases are divided and how they work for a project to be successful and to be managed in the best way possible. And the second part is the BIM part, in which I learned about many tools that are used nowadays and that can be very valuable when we develop a project. So as the engineer Frankie said, my thesis is improvements in plumbing design workflow using project management and BIM tools. And I work on this thesis because I think that here in Ecuador, it is very important to have project management, as it is the architect who always manages the whole project and who has a lot of coordination issues, communication issues, and deadline issues, because not all the disciplines know all together, and they really need to start using project management as a tool. Besides that, I also think that plumbing has a lot of benefits over CAD, and using BIM softwares can facilitate the life of all the consultants who are working in the project. For my thesis, I was mentioning the case study that is Sense, that is a 23-story building located in the city.
Carla, this is a project in which you were involved while you were in Ecuador, right?
Yeah, exactly. So this is a project that I was involved in. It already started its construction process, and I have seen like all the approvals and stuff for it. Yeah.
Okay.
So for the methodology, I use all the project management phases, and I think that this as a basis was very important to have an organized work. And in the case study, this is a 20,000 square meter construction. It is a big building which has stores, apartments, and offices. And the scope of my thesis was to provide 100% construction documents for plumbing design according to the schedule for Sense, a 23-story building located in Quito. So as I said, I think that communication is key. And as a plumbing designer, I always start with communication with the stakeholders, with the owner and the architect. And that way I can start doing the work breakdown structure. I can understand how I want the project to go, okay? So I always work along with these 4 disciplines. I always work with an architect, a structural engineer, a mechanical engineer, and electrical engineer. I myself am a plumbing design engineer. I define a schedule for a 6-month period and created an S-curve taking into account all the costs for the project. In the execution phase, here are the sustainability requirements that were applied for the project and the software used. We used Revit, BIM 360, and a software called Hydra, that is a BIM software that can perform calculations within Revit. Here are the main plumbing systems that were defined during the project. We have domestic cold water, domestic hot water, waste and vent, and storm and drain, with some subsystems that depend on what the architect wants for the project. So for the execution, we use Revit. We defined the system, downloaded some families, and created some too. We defined all the plumbing systems. As I said, the cold water system. Here we have like the interior distribution. We have centralized water meters and the piping dropping down in the walls. We perform the calcs using Hydra, that is Revit add-in. We have the hot water system, that is a centralized system that loops back in the whole building. Here we can see a little bit of how it looks. For the storm drain, we are collecting the storm drain water and taking that to be used into all the planters that the building has. Waste and bin, we have a regular system, and here is a little snippet of a working view for the waste system. In the performance and control, the most important part for me is the QA/QC, which is a process in which a third party make corrections on the plans and provide comments. So the plumbing designer can catch all the little things that we're missing. And at the end, we run a checklist to make sure that all the elements have been incorporated into the project. For the project close, we have plumbing quantities and we have the construction document plans. And for the results and discussion, I really believe that project management is key in order to have a great project. Communication and coordination between all disciplines are key to have a project that works and that can be built. Plumbing design is not only...
Those that we call soft skills.
Yeah, but I think that those are very important skills, yeah, because project manager that knows how to communicate with the team is key to make the project work, yeah. Sure. Yeah, so plumbing design is not only calculations, plumbing design is to make what is on the plans work for the construction site, okay? So plans have to be built and that has to work. Experience plays a huge role. The best designers for all disciplines are always the ones who have more experience, the ones who have designed and built as well. And it is time to save water. There are more and more requirements that go towards saving water and using this precious resource in the best possible way. So yeah, that's what I have for today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Carla. Congratulations. I know that right now you've moved to the USA. You are working there. So my wish is that the professional tools, the information this master has tried to provide, will keep on being useful for your professional career in the future.
Okay, thank you very much.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Okay.